Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on what time you happen to be watching this video. Welcome to another episode of House of Stars. I am your girl, Star, and today we are reading on two people that I've been asked to read on by popular demand. I'm usually, not usually, but I am not the greatest fan of these people. And I like people, I just don't like certain people's ways, and I just well, anyways, I am talking about Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Yeah, and back on to the whole item, not necessarily a fan of these people. I just, I don't like pretentious, arrogant behavior. I do show respect and appreciation to those that are successful and have worked hard to be where they are. But at the same time, I just don't like that whole I'm better than you because I'm this and I'm that kind of mentality. But we'll see if that's really how he thinks, because of course we're going to be tapping into both Kim Kardashian and Kanye West today. As usual, what we do is that we tap into their personality traits, the way they love, and of course their sex language, because we know we love that part. Again, I just have a small announcement, and I want to give great thank yous and gratitude to everybody that participated in the House of Stars 2020 special. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to actually get a reading with me. I've been meeting some amazing people. And yeah, I'm just really grateful for the way that you guys do appreciate what I am doing and how supportive you guys have been, especially subscribing to my channel. And now I've hit over 100 and something, I think I'm like 103 or something subscribers, which is insane to me because I really didn't start out with that much. So I want to thank you and thank every single person that has subscribed for this video. Also, those that have been watching this video that are not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. For gosh darn sakes, it's free. You don't got to pay anything. So subscribe so that way you get an alert of when I actually do post videos and things like that. I do want to do something very special for my subscribers. I kind of want to do like what you call it, like a more of an interactive kind of base, like maybe like a Google Hangout or something like that. I'm still working on the tweaking and finding out something that streams properly, where I can see your messages at the same time and get everything working out properly and everything. So stay posted. Keep posted. If you want to know anything about what's going on with the House of Stars and what I will be doing, you could just like my House of Stars page on Facebook. Make sure that you do select follow, so that way when I do post things, you guys are seeing my post. And of course, subscribe. Again, get your friends to subscribe, share the page, whatever. Do what it is that you need to do in order to keep this channel and episodes like this going. So again, thank you so much. Like, you have no idea how much I do appreciate the support I've been getting from you guys. Like, this is just like it's a great affirmation for what it is that I'm trying to do, and it means just so much to me. And yeah, again, thank you so much. Like, I don't even think like a thank you's enough. So I'm gonna try my best to make sure that everybody feels the gratitude coming from my inners. So yeah, so we're gonna move into doing the Kanye West and Kim Kardashian reading. Again, also the Ask Star portion of the episode, I got a couple questions from people. I believe I only have 3 slots left. Like I mentioned in the last episode, I'll be doing 5 people, and I'll try to keep them as short as possible because I tend to be a little bit long-winded. But if you want to participate in the Ask Star portion, just send a photo of yourself, clear side of your eyes, please. No club pictures or anything that you're at a far distance. It's really hard to pick up on you that way. Your date of birth, month, day, year, and your location. You can send that to the inbox on the House of Stars page on Facebook, or you can simply send it through via email at houseofstars@live.com. All links and descriptions are in the description box on how that Ask Star portion of this channel actually works. Okay, so let's move into Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. But first, we are going to, of course, clear the energies to protect everyone that's watching this video, protect the people that we're reading on, and of course, the reader, myself. So just give me a second. Here we go. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raziel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Gabriel, we call upon you right now in the name of Jesus to be your protection, to stand in the four corners of the space right now in Jesus' name. Give us insight, give us protection, give us light to send to those that are I am reading on and to those that are viewing in Jesus' glorious name. May there be a divine protection around his people and success always follow them wherever they go in Jesus' glorious name. Amen. Okay, so let's move into Kanye West. So we're going to do Kanye West first, and then we're going to do Kim Kardashian after. Okay, so we have Kanye West here, born June 8th, 1977. He's born under the sun sign of Gemini. So shout out to all the Geminis that are watching this video right now. Okay, so I do have a picture up here right now of them. A really good picture that you can see a decent view of their eyes. Okay, so what I do pick up from Kanye West is that I do see Kanye West is definitely a person, and it shows in obviously in his success and his endeavors that he's a very multi-talented person. He's a person that is would be successful at anything that has to do with any manipulation of on an artistic aspect, whether it be sounds, color, tapestry. He's very good at taking things and rearranging them around and displaying the same things in different aspects. I do definitely see he's a person that, of course, he is very musical because he was a producer at one point, or is still, I think he's still, I'm not sure if he still produces now, but I know he does produce. But he's definitely good at what it is that he does. When it comes to his personality, he's definitely a person that he is, in certain senses, which is probably opposing by popular belief. He is definitely a people person. He's really good working with others. He's really good at taking direction and connecting to exactly what a person wants when it comes to music or any kind of artistic demand that may be thrown at him. He's very observant when it comes to people. He likes to know a lot about what's going on around him and what people are doing. He's definitely also a good person that is very good at giving advice when it comes to doing certain things. When it comes to, like, some people are just like good at giving advice across the board when it comes to life, romance and stuff. But when it comes to the artistic aspect of himself, he's definitely very good at giving people advice on what direction, where they can go. He's definitely a person that could draw talent out of anybody virtually. And that's when his mind is clear and he is balanced and he's grounded where he can do that. He's a person that he likes to see, he sees beauty in everything and in all types of people. Regardless of how the person may look, he'll be able to see some kind of beauty in it. He's definitely a person that cares a lot about what people think and what people do say about him. Hence why when he does have his little outbursts and stuff like that in the media, or says things or does things towards certain people, he does feel very bad about it. That's because he does not want to be looked at really as a bad guy or a person that's irresponsible. The reason why I feel like he's kind of adopted this attitude that he has and the behavior that he has, it has a lot to do with the passing of his mother. His mother was a very strong foundation for him. I feel like it's to the extent that sometimes that he allowed her to even think for him. And now that foundation is gone, it gets him a little bit imbalanced. And also that has to do with the fact that he is a Gemini. And I did mention this in one of my videos before, that Geminis, some people do see Geminis as being two-faced, where they can be two-faced people. But at the same time, it's about having two minds working at the same time. So Gemini's biggest challenge is to bring balance in their thought process and the things that they do. So when he is in a place where he's not balanced, so i.e. he could be under the influence of drugs or under the influence of alcohol, then clearly you're definitely going to get an imbalance, Kanye. So that's why he's definitely a person that it can easily be looked at as irresponsible, because he's always trying to balance himself, his way of thinking and his attitude. Yeah, he does definitely feel very bad about that. He cares deeply about what people think about him. I feel like it's actually caused him to not being able to work with people that he's wanted to work with, or not necessarily get the respect that he wants. Like, I feel like he's always had to have a buffer of some sort, that allowed him to work with certain people, just because certain people just didn't want to have to deal with them. And he didn't mean, like, he doesn't mean anything by it. It's just like he's just impulsive when he's not balanced, because he's just fighting for that control. And the mentality of what I do see from him, Kanye West is born 1977. So that means Kanye West is 30. He's going to be 38 this year. Yeah. 38? Yeah, he's going to be 38 years this year. Even though he's going to be 38, he's definitely still in a prince-like mentality. So when it comes to the stature of himself, instead of being the king, like Kanye, Jay-Z, Kanye West is very much a prince. So meaning that he is still working through figuring it out himself, being in charge of his surroundings, and just feeling like a sense of control where he's maturing the decisions that he makes, because he's still very much a prince. So he does have the prestige. He definitely does have the control and the say and the know-how, but he doesn't have the foundation and balance to get the full respect that he deserves. And he's really trying to fight very hard to get that king status. And he knows it. He knows that he needs to mature more. He definitely has a lot of issues with being mature when dealing with certain situations. Like, if you were to approach Kanye West and confront him about something to do of what he done, he definitely at first will snap at you and charge ahead without thinking, and then after that he will think about his actions after. That's very much a prince mentality. It's because they have all this power, this prestige, and opportunity to do what it is that they want to do. But he's just not mature enough to make the decisions that he needs to make. So it causes, there's a lot of times where he finds himself bumping his head when dealing with people, business, his relationships, and things like that. But at the end of the day, you know, when there's somebody that tends to be like that, you know what? I still give them their kudos, because at least he understands what it is that he's doing, and he's very apologetic when doing it. So yeah, I guess I can give him that. Okay. When it comes to the way that he loves, Kanye is definitely a person that I don't feel like he's really allowed himself to love wholeheartedly. I just feel like he was such a mama's boy. So it's just like he holds his mom's love, and the love that he has for his mom, at very high precedence. So he does not see that there could be any woman that could ever replace that kind of love. So usually when it comes to love, he's a person that loves so I'll say more on a superficial aspect, for superficial reasons. Like, for every reason that he loves somebody and why he's so with somebody, it's usually like he chalks it up to something that's more logical, rather than it being more something that's more emotional. I'm not saying that he's not a person that is loving or can't love somebody, but I just don't think that he's allowed himself to wholeheartedly love somebody anything more than how he's loved his mother. I do see that he's definitely a person that he's always worried about being used or being taken advantage of. And that's because I feel in his past that he has been taken advantage of by a lot of people. Because when he sees people to be who they are, he trusts them wholeheartedly. And some people do take his love and his, let's say, his love and the way that he appreciates them and what he does for them for granted. And he's been burned a few times in his past. I feel like he's been burned by at least 3 people I see, that he's been burned by, or at least he feels like he's been burned by. And that's the reason why he's allowed himself to be in relationships or in a marriage, so to speak, with Kim Kardashian, where he feels like he has a little bit more control over his relationship. I'm not saying that he doesn't have love for Kim Kardashian and his child. Like, he loves his child to death. But he likes to feel in control of his emotions. He doesn't want to feel any sense of weakness when it comes to the love that he provides for people or how he loves people. It's just the way that he feels like he can be safe, because he is in a place where, being the celebrity that he is and the businessman that he is, he has a lot of control over the areas of his life. So he wants to be able, and he has control like on his finances, his business, and things like that. So in certain senses, like, he does have control. He would like to have a little bit more control, but he feels like he can kind of chalk up how everything's going to work out when it comes to that stuff. So he needs to have that control on his love life as well. Um, um, like, I just feel Kanye West as a person, and what I do see about him, he's not really a happy person. Like, throughout all the success that he's attained, through the control and the obstacles and hoops that he's jumped through, he's still not a happy person. He's definitely a person that can be very prone to depression, and very prone to like paranoia. I see a lot of aggression and anger that is stirring up in him, and that's really because he's not really living in his true essence. I feel like he's kind of, it's like when you watch something from a distance, it's like the saying that goes, the grass looks greener on the other side. You know what I mean? All that glitters is not gold. Like, literally, that is a theme behind his happiness right now, because I feel like it's like he wanted to get to the top and be successful with everything in him, because he thought that there would be a certain life that he would have, or happiness that he would achieve through his status. But it's still satisfactory for him. And at the same time, I don't think he really even knows what it is that doesn't make him happy. And I think it's because it's that void that he has from his mother. So regardless of what he does in his life or where he goes, and even if this man ends up being like a Rockefeller and owning all of the industry, it's like, he's still not happy, because he doesn't have everything that he desires, because everything that he desires, and what makes the package complete, includes his mother, and his mother is not there. I feel like he has a lot of dreams about his mother. Like, his mom will come into dreams and trying to warn him. I think that sometimes it scares him a little bit though. So I feel like he either drowns himself in drinking or stuff like that, just to get his mind off of hearing things or stuff like that. Like, I feel like he has a sense of mediumship, but he feels like it's like he's going a bit crazy or something. Like, he either has like schizophrenia or something. Like, he thinks that he's hearing his mom, but he's not hearing his mom, but he really is hearing his mother. And I feel like she tries to come into dreams to him and try to give him messages. Some of them come out, I feel, very clear. Like, she will come in and really say something clearly, or she just happens to appear in his dreams. Like, whenever he's doing something or has a dream about something, like, she just happens to be just there in the background, encouraging him, protecting him, setting him good energy. Like, I feel like even on the other side, she's still directing and dictating how he should do his life and be that momager. But he's not. Sometimes he's starting to listen a bit now, because he's becoming a little bit more grounded. But at the same time, before, there's a lot of times that he's drowned himself through alcohol, drugs, things like that, to drown out the messages that he's been getting from his mother. But yeah, like, I just see that he's a very, of course, as we know, he's a very talented, generally talented individual. He has ability to do a lot of great things. But Kanye West just needs to mature a little bit more. And he needs to, and it's so hard to tell people this, because, of course, it's easier said than done when you haven't been a person that's lost a parent. But he needs to understand that she is gone, and she wouldn't want anything more for him than to be happy. And he needs to continue to be happy in his life, and to be a good husband, a good father, and a good role model to those that look up to him. And that's initially what he wanted to do, being in the position that he is being that humble guy, that made it to the top, that he can encourage people. That aspect of him is still there. It's more or less there for people in the industry, people that are behind the scenes, that get a chance to have those intimate conversations with him. But that's what he wants to do. He wants to be a person. In his mind, his theme is to encourage, is to represent the underdogs. But of course, he's not living in his natural essence right now. He's living in an aspect of himself through his ego, as he feels like that's more safer for him because he feels like he has more control. And in actuality, you don't. So yeah. He wants to be that person to encourage people, but he's just not seeing that aspect of himself yet, on how to do it without feeling like he's giving away too much, or being used. You know what I mean? And I feel like he'll be able to mature, maybe in his 50s or so, he'll be able to be a little bit more balanced. And how, like, I feel like there's going to be something that's going to happen in his life, again, that's very detrimental to his career. It's not really to his career, I feel more or less on his image. And we know that Kanye West has done some things that are kind of compromising to his image, but at the same time, he's going to do something that's going to be, that's not going to look good on his part. And that's going to kind of bring some humbleness to him. I see that he's going to disappear from the scene, but definitely he will still be doing business transactions and stuff like that. He'll still be seen around, but it's going to cause him to step back and step down a little bit. But success and prosperity to Kanye West. Wow, I was like, I'm like 20 minutes in now. He takes a lot of energy to talk about. The next thing I do see when it comes to sex and Kanye West, I see Kanye West is definitely a very explorative type of person when it comes to sex. He likes to have sex on different surfaces. So I feel like he's a person that would like to have sex outside, have sex in the kitchen, have sex on the patio, like things like that. Like he likes to have that, like Kanye West, if he really, really didn't take the path that he did, he would really do good for porn, because he's a person that likes to be watched or feels like he's being watched. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a person that has like a mirror where he can watch himself having sex or something like that. But he's definitely a person that likes to be a show off or a showman in the bedroom. I do feel like he's definitely a person too that he likes to feel he wants to be catered to a lot. He needs a lot of attention and like caressing and babying, so to speak, when it comes to sex. Like he just needs to always feel continuously and constantly comfortable with the person and the partner that he is having sex with, is what I do see about him. So yeah, like he can come off very, very needy, in relationships and sex. And that just comes from being like, like the mama's boy. Cause when you have your first love in life was your mother, especially how deeply he was close to his mother. Your mother obviously gives you a lot of, catering, love, and I'll say, I guess understanding. And I feel like when it comes to relationships, it's like he looks for that in a woman, as somebody that is going to treat him and care for him like his mother did. But he needs to be a little bit more realistic when it comes to that. But that's how he is when it comes to sex. I picked up something with anal region too. I don't know if it's like he likes to give anal, or maybe he likes oral sex in his anal region. Sorry to be so graphic, but I just got the word anal that jumped out for me as well. Yeah. So I do see that overall, like it's when I'm tapping into Kanye West, there's a lot of complexity. Like I feel like his energy is always trying to explain itself to me. You know what I mean? Because he is a complex creature, and he's easily misunderstood, and he hates that. Like he hates that because he wants everyone to understand every aspect of who he is. But Kanye West, sometimes you got to be a little bit more realistic. People only really give you 15 seconds to really prove yourself, and they already form a judgment of who you are. Some people just don't give a shit that much to know better, or want to know who you are and how you think, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's what I see when it comes to his sex life. Let's move into what I see around him. Okay, so I do see Kanye West, of course, has his hands dipped into a lot of business ventures. I see that there's at least three or four of them that are very strong that he has his hands dipped into. I feel like there's something that he wants to get his hands on. It's a little bit more quieter. I don't know why I'm seeing Magic Johnson, but it's a little bit more quieter, so to speak. But there's definitely some business ventures, at least three or four of them that he strongly has on his mind that he wants to solidify by the end of this year. Of course, you do see he was in paper and he was also in Time, so he's very happy about the exposure that he is getting and what he does, and especially getting exposure in something that is outside of music. It's more or less as being an icon. He feels like he's well on his way to being this person that he wants his world to see him as. Again, I do feel like I get the number 2 or 3. I don't know if it's 2 to 3 years. It does feel like a while from now, but I feel like there's going to be something that is coming his way that is going to be detrimental to his image, and he needs to be very careful in who it is that he trusts and who it is that he how he speaks to people is the number one thing that I'm seeing is the way that he's speaking to people. He's speaking to people that have ammo on him for days, and he thinks that, okay, like he looks at them like, they're probably some peasant, they can't do anything to him, but at the same time, all it takes is for the right person with power to have to care about what that person has to say, and he's done for it. So I do see that Kanye West, if you are watching this, or Kanye, I don't know if they probably won't be watching this, but Kanye West you need to be very careful how you talk to people, because you're going to end up shooting yourself in the freaking foot. I do see definitely travel for him. I feel like there's definitely going to be another tour or something that is going to be coming up in the works, but I feel like the tour is going to be a short one. I don't feel like it's going to be something that is going to be very long. I feel like it's going to be short, almost like a novelty type aspect of like shows, like maybe like 4 secret locations, and he does these performances, but I don't feel like he's going to be on any kind of long-winded tour or anything or something like that. What I do see though, I do see like I see something coming in for something like theatrical or like stage show or something. But I see a lot of lights, I see stage, I see a lot of stuff like that happening. But I do feel like there's probably going to be like an endeavor that he puts his hands into that has to do with something that has to do with theatrics of some sort. Like, I don't know. I find it weird because I couldn't see Kanye doing something that has to do with theater. But definitely he wants to work on something that has to do with some kind of theatrical aspect to it. He wants to do like these kind of like pop-up art type of endeavors where they're just like little golden nuggets and snippets of his artistry, so to speak. He wants them to be where they're not necessarily all that extravagant, but they're not too long-winded. Short but sweet, but it shows his artistic view and his artistic eye, and how he sees the music industry, or when it comes to certain artistry or messages that he has. But that is something that he wants to get into. He wants to be seen as not an artist, as in an artist and musical artist. He wants to be seen as the artiste. So that's definitely something that he is working on right now. And I feel like that's something going to be, we're going to start to see wings of it or things like that. That's going to be happening up towards the end of the year. I do feel like there's going to be some legal trouble that's going to be coming up for him as well. That is something that's going to be coming up within the next 4 months, I get. I just see a white man. I don't know why I'm seeing this white man, but I do see some legal trouble that's going to be coming his way. I don't know if it has to be something that has to do with assault. But I feel like it's definitely something that has to do with business, and there's a string of possibly assault that's in the mix of that as well. But there's some violation of some sort. That's the word I'm getting, is violation of some sort when it comes to Kanye West, that is going to be coming up for him fairly soon. I do see that there's going to be some kind of celebration or some kind of appreciation that's going to be seen, maybe an anniversary or something that is coming up for him, between him and Kim Kardashian. That's going to be of great celebration between them both. I do also see that he's wanting to have another kid. That's something that is definitely on his mind, is another child, and he wants to aim for a boy. He wants his little prince. So I do see that there is definitely towards the end of the year, that's something that they are trying to do, is to have another child. Yeah, so that's what I do see around them. With Kanye West, just what I do see, he just really needs to balance himself. A lot of balance, a lot of healing that needs to be done within himself, because he's definitely in a place that he's not really mentally healthy and emotionally not healthy as well. So he does really need to take care of himself, take that break, be honest with yourself, and be honest with yourself, and just be happy with yourself and your endeavors and what it is that you do. It's so funny because I'm looking at this picture of him and he's not smiling, and that's something that people always talk about, is how Kanye never smiles in his photos. But notice that him not smiling doesn't make him look beautiful. Or it doesn't make him look good looking. He's better looking when he is smiling. So he needs to be that person that he wants to be, and stop trying to live through this persona that you think that you should have, because it's just really not. It's like you're stifling yourself while you're doing that. So okay, we already went 31 minutes in. I didn't think that this video was going to be this long, so I think I'm just going to close this video with just doing a video right now and dedicating this video, like, so Kanye. Like, I can't believe Kanye, I swear, everything's always all about him, that he literally took 31 minutes of my video. But this video is only going to be about Kanye today. I will post the next video of Kim Kardashian later. But for now, love, light, and prosperity to Kanye West and the whole West family. And I want to thank you so much for your time, for watching the House of Stars. Again, subscribe, share. If you'd like to have a reading with me, it's $20 for 20 minutes. Oh, look at my lip gloss. Oh, girl. $20 for 20 minutes. Again, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @TreyStarBell, and on Instagram @TreyStarBell. Make sure that you like the House of Stars page on Facebook. The link is in the description box. And again, I do want to thank you so much for your time today and all that you do and all the support that you give me. May God bless you and the angels protect you. Good night.